everyone! Hi, welcome to another video. I hope you guys are all doing well. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Neeva, I'm 25 years old, and I currently live in Germany with my husband, Ben. I make all different kinds of videos about what it's like to live in Germany as an American, and today I'm going to be telling you about why you maybe don't want to live in Germany. I have already made a bunch of videos talking about all of the positive aspects of living in Germany, but today I'm going to be giving a small list of reasons why you maybe don't want to live here. This is absolutely no hate to Germany whatsoever. I think this is a great country to live in for the most part, and I've already made videos about why I think that, but there are a few things that I struggle with here, and so today I'm going to be telling you those things. So if any of that interests you, keep watching. So my first reason why you maybe don't want to live in Germany seems kind of obvious, but I have to say it anyways, and that is simply the weather. Germany is a very cold country. The weather is very, very cold. I have experienced very cold weather, snow, rain, ice, hail, all of that stuff before I lived in Germany, and I thought I knew what cold weather was, and moving to Germany told me I really had absolutely no idea. It gets so cold here, and not just like the temperature is cold, it's like cold to the bone cold. And maybe you think that I'm being dramatic, and maybe I am being a little bit dramatic, but nonetheless, it really does get super cold here. It's super windy and super dark and gloomy a lot of the year. I find that even in the months that are supposedly warmer months, it's not really warm. You know, the spring is very, very rainy, it's very humid, a lot of clouds, and even if the weather is warm temperature, it doesn't feel like a warm environment. The only time where it gets really warm in Germany is July and August, and the rest of the year, even if it's not freezing cold, it's definitely not what I would call warm. So if you love cold weather, if you thrive in a cold climate, if you don't mind it being really dark and gloomy, if that's something that's really great and fun to you, then this is definitely the country to come to. But if you're somebody that thrives off of sunshine like me and craves being able to be outside all the time enjoying nature and blue skies, Germany might not be the right place for you to live. This is something that I really struggle with here. So I'll let you decide if the cold weather and the dark and gloomy environment and just a couple months of real summer weather is really right for you or not. So my next point is something that was really strange for me. It was actually a bit of a culture shock because I had no idea it was going to be like this here, and that is that there isn't really camping. Now wait, before you start typing a comment saying, yes, we have camping here, let me clarify what I mean. In the United States, we have a lot of places to camp. Lots of national parks, lots of, $5 a night to pitch your tent and, roast marshmallows and have a real campsite in the middle of nature. It's something that's really, really normal in the United States, and there's tons of these national parks, and it's super, super normal to go camping. In Germany, when people say they're going camping, they usually don't mean this. I have not been able to find a place in Germany where you can really go wild camping. Most camping places in Germany are big fields or lots where everybody parks up their big trailer or their big camper van and sort of camps. And while I'm not saying this isn't camping, this isn't what I mean when I say camping. When I would go camping with my family, we weren't bringing our giant trailer and our giant barbecue and, tons of stuff. It's almost like glamping, I think is what they call it. And that is not camping in nature to me at all. One of the best things about camping in the States is you can usually find a camping spot where basically nobody else is around, or at least the camping lots have a lot of space in between, so it feels like you're really alone in nature. And that is not a thing in Germany, as far as I'm aware of. I do live in southern Germany, so maybe in other areas there is more sort of wild camping, and if there is, and you know about it, please comment below and let me know because I'd love to be able to go camping, really camping in Germany. Alright, so my next reason why you maybe don't want to move to Germany is if you have a problem with churches and church bells. Germany has a lot of churches. In the very small town that I live in, or at least it's a small town to me, we have about 8,000 people that live here, and there are 3 different churches. So that means that all day, every hour or so, we hear church bells. I don't think I've ever lived in a place in Germany where I didn't hear church bells going off throughout the day. So if you dislike being around churches or you dislike the idea of hearing church bells all day, Germany probably is not the right country for you. So my next reason why you maybe don't want to live in Germany is if you require a lot of sugarcoating and super friendliness. If you're walking down the street in the United States and you're saying hey to somebody who's walking by you, they're probably gonna say, hey, how's it going? Good morning, or whatever, you know? Or, oh, cute dog if you're walking your dog, something like this. People will be friendly, they'll smile at you, all of that stuff. In Germany, it's not really like that. People are much more sort of straightforward, keep walking and don't make eye contact. I have found that living in a smaller town, this is less normal. People are more friendly in a smaller town, but if you're in a city, this is not the case. This is one of those stereotypes about Germans that I think kind of comes from a real place because people are not super upfront and friendly. Like if you're at a restaurant, your waiter is probably not gonna be super cheery and friendly like they are in the United States. They're probably going to be much more straightforward and like right to the point, you know? There won't be as much sugarcoating and sweetness on everything. It's a lot more blunt, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying that's a negative thing at all. I don't really have a problem with this, but it was definitely a culture shock to me, and I think a lot of Americans would be very confused and weirded out by this. So my last point for why you maybe don't want to move to Germany is simply the fact that you might not speak German. This is something that I really struggled with when I first lived here. I did not speak a word of German. I had to learn as I lived here. It's very interesting because Germans actually learn English really intensely for many years in school. They all learn English to the point where they really can speak English, but then as they get older, after they've left high school, they don't really use it, and therefore it starts to sort of sink into the back of their heads. So basically what I'm saying is you should not assume that everyone here speaks English. Even though they're likely to understand you to a certain extent, it's really possible that they won't want to speak to you in English. I have honestly had so many instances where Germans pretend like they don't understand or speak English just to avoid having to communicate at all in English. So you should definitely know that if you want to live in Germany, speaking German will be incredibly beneficial to you. It's really difficult to integrate into a country, integrate into a society when you can't communicate with anyone. So Americans or English speakers or anybody else around the world who doesn't speak German, do not assume that people here will speak your language or that it will be just easy to be able to communicate. It's not. It is hard, and even though a lot of Germans do speak English and are really nice and will be helpful, a lot of them don't. Alright you guys, I hope that this video was somewhat informative and gave you an idea of reasons why you maybe wouldn't want to live in Germany. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I think that Germany is a great country with a lot of really positive aspects, but these are just a handful of the things that I've sort of struggled with living in Germany as a foreigner. So if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like button so that I know you enjoyed it, and if you would like to subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing because it tells me that I should keep making videos. So that is it for me in today's video, and I will see all of you in the next one. Bye!